Rick Fox is still an enforcer, even 22 years after stepping away from the NBA, and that reality became impossible to ignore during a tense and chaotic moment at a campaign event this week. The former hooper and actor found himself right in the middle of a heated confrontation, one that escalated quickly and nearly turned physical. According to Fox, the situation went far beyond a simple disagreement, as he claims that both he and his manager were subjected to death threats over something as seemingly minor as the placement of a tent. What should have been a routine part of a campaign setup instead spiraled into an intense exchange, drawing attention and raising questions about what exactly unfolded in those moments. The incident itself was captured on video, offering a raw and unfiltered look at how quickly things got out of hand. In the footage, Fox can be seen alongside Carlisle Bethel, his manager, as they engage in a dispute with another man. The disagreement centered around their campaign hub, specifically where their tent was positioned. It appeared to be a logistical issue at first glance, something that might normally be resolved with a brief discussion or clarification. However, as the interaction continued, it became clear that this was anything but routine. At a certain point during the exchange, Fox and Bethel were told that they needed to relocate their tent to a different area. The directive seemed firm, leaving little room for negotiation. Wanting to understand the reasoning behind it, Fox asked a question about the guidelines that were supposedly in place. His approach suggested he was looking for clarity, trying to figure out what rules applied and why they were being asked to move. Under normal circumstances, that kind of question might have led to a straightforward explanation. Instead, the response he received carried a completely different tone. Rather than offering clarification, the man they were dealing with fired back with an aggressive and dismissive comment that immediately escalated the situation. "I don't give a fuck about no rules," the man said, his words delivered with a level of hostility that shifted the entire atmosphere. In that instant, the conversation transformed from a disagreement into something much more confrontational, the tension rising sharply as emotions began to take over. Fox's reaction was immediate. The remark seemed to push things past a breaking point, prompting him to lunge toward the speaker. It was a sudden movement, one that reflected how quickly the situation had spiraled. Before anything could escalate further, Bethel stepped in, physically holding Fox back and preventing the confrontation from turning into a full-blown altercation. The kind that leaves little room for calm reasoning, as everyone involved reacts in real time. Even as Bethel tried to restrain him, Fox's frustration was evident. In the midst of the chaos, he shoved his manager, telling him to get off of him. It was a reaction that spoke to just how worked up he had become in that moment, the emotions of the confrontation boiling over. The scene was messy, loud, and unpredictable, with multiple people talking and moving at once, creating a sense of disorder that made it difficult to fully grasp everything happening at the same time. Despite being held back, Fox remained visibly fired up. He moved right in front of the camera that was capturing the entire incident, fully aware that everything was being recorded. Instead of stepping away, he leaned into the moment, addressing the camera directly. There was a defiant energy in his posture as he flexed and declared, "Right here for y'all, all day long." The statement carried a mix of confidence and intensity, as if he was making it clear that he wasn't backing down from the situation, no matter how chaotic it had become. The video itself paints a picture of a confrontation that escalated rapidly, with emotions running high on all sides. It's not a clean or easy sequence to follow, as the tension and movement create a sense of confusion. Still, the core of the situation remains clear. What started as a dispute over a tent turned into a heated and nearly physical altercation, drawing attention not just because of what happened, but because of who was involved. In the aftermath of the incident, questions naturally arose about what led to such an intense exchange. The footage showed one side of the story, but it didn't fully explain the context or the motivations behind each person's actions. To get a clearer understanding, Fox was contacted for clarification, giving him the opportunity to share his perspective on what had taken place.